You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast, the home of
Unqualified opinion and unwavering ball.
There you go. Back for a Monday. Are we in May?
Mm-hmm. May 2nd.
2nd. Damn, dude. This year.
What's that May Star Wars reference? May the
4th be with you. That's
May
just,
the 4th.
But that's like people with lisps, right? That's what it's about. Like, is it a lisp joke?
Do you think it's a lisp-based thing?
I'm trying to work it out. I think it's mean-spirited if it is, but I think it might be.
I've never heard of that association.
I think it's just it's just a play on May the Force.
Right. I thought it was like people with lisps. There's a whole thing about lisps.
That's what you thought?
Well, I thought it might have been like an International Lisp Day.
May the Force. I can see how you could think that.
Like, that's not a leap. May the 4th be with you. Oh, dude, International Lisp Day.
Yeah.
Is
it actually International Lisp Day?
Is it unfair that the word to describe the affliction is also hard to say if you have it? Lisp? You know what I mean?
Okay, so I googled National Lisp Day, and it did actually say it's on the 4th of May. So
bullshit. Is it?
Well, it's
actually
very
data?
tenuous. There's this website, What National Day Is It? And it says something like they pick up things on social media algorithms to decipher whether people are celebrating it as a day. So they detected
That's so good.
the most recent was 3 years ago.
The most recent International Lisp Day.
The most recent time they detected someone talking about International Lisp Day on the 4th of May was 3 years ago.
Well, now maybe it'll be this year. Let's
There you
celebrate
go.
it. Let's celebrate it. May the 4th.
Yeah.
International Lisp Day. But I mean, I do think that, like, lisp, you know, like, couldn't you have come up with a better fucking word?
Look, I think we could have. I think that it was potentially mean-spirited, or it may have been an oversight. It could have just been an innocent mistake to make that word hard to say for people that have lisps.
Yeah, why are you speaking like I've got a lisp? Oh, right. I still don't know what it means because you're not saying that word correct. Not knocking lisps, but like, it's a tough word to say if you've got it. Maybe the word came about because lisp kind of sounds like the sound.
Potentially. I don't really know how any words come around, to be honest. They just sort of show up.
Yeah, they do just rock up, don't they?
You know what I mean? They just show up one day and you're like,
knock on the front door and you're like, oh, okay, here you go.
You know?
I guess you're here.
Yeah, I guess you're here. And was there like a period of time when shitloads of words were invented at the same time?
Like a big bang?
Like a big bang of
for words.
Yeah, exactly. Was there a big bang for words, and now it's just like a trickle of them?
Yeah.
Because we don't really have that many getting added anymore.
Ever expanding into the...
But it's not like the big bang in that it's like it exploded, then it's accelerating.
No, you're
it's
right.
Like it's banged. I reckon it probably banged shitloads of words one day. Like people were just sitting there and just fucking smashing out
words.
Boom. What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? And you could get away with anything back then as well.
Any
like, let's
word
put a
for
K in front of a knife. Like, done.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Don't ask questions.
Doesn't matter.
It's different to night, but it's KNIGHT.
Oh, what should we call that body of water? Let's call it a C. Well, we've already got C. Remember, we're already doing that. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. We're out of time.
We're out of time. We don't have enough words.
We don't have enough words. Just keep. It's okay.
Yeah. So we're also just attributing the same word to multiple different things. Spell
things.
it differently. But why would you do that? Because we don't have fucking time.
We're running out of time. We've got to get this fucking language up and about.
Yeah, we got to stand this language up.
We've got to be stood up. It's like a giraffe that you need to get that giraffe walking, otherwise you're going to get eaten.
Yeah, that you've got to come out being able to stand if you're a giraffe because you have to survive on the savannah.
That's right.
Whereas if you're born into a plushy, cushy human home,
yes,
you're able to just be a fucking floppy potato for the first.
Yeah, I'm going to take the piss.
Yeah,
I'm going to do nothing.
Shout out to Zoe who takes the piss. Just
doesn't do anything.
She can sit up.
She's got there now?
She can sit up, but you got to keep an eye on her because she'll fucking... Ooh. Like,
she'll
once
fall.
she starts going, gravity's still stronger than her.
How old is she now?
6 months.
And she's still just flopping about.
She's like... She can do like a push-up, probably more than me, and she can sit up, and then she starts to... So, but she's good. She's well. Sleep training. We're in the middle of sleep training. She's not sleeping. 3 weeks in. It's great. Tell you what sleep deprivation
Did you need to sleep train Evie?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember so. we've just had a particularly bad like run of sleepless nights, or like just a fucking not even sleepless nights for me, but just shit sleeping from her. So sleep training, the new thing, seems to be working. We're only 2 days in. Am I counting my chickens? Yes, because when you need it, you count them. You know, when you're desperate for them, when you're desperate for chickens, you count them before they hatch.
Well, you can't help it. If you're fucking desperate, you will count your chickens. Doesn't matter if they've hatched or not. You go, what's the upper limit of what I've got here? Now, some of them might just come out as eggs that you eat. But there's nothing wrong with that either.
Well, the problem there is, Edward, that you are going to leave them for a point because you're hoping for them to become chickens. Where I think, so let's say over under, who knows, a chicken takes 12 weeks to grow inside an egg. It's probably way longer, way shorter than that, but I also, who the fuck knows? Let's say it's that. If I'm waiting that time for a chicken to potentially grow inside that egg, were it not to grow, I fear the egg would not be edible. So you got to make the call early. Is this thing an egg? Is this thing breakfast? Or is this thing a potential chicken?
Is that what you're saying? Right. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
What is the time frame on an egg?
20 to 21 days, up to 30 days for some other types of poultry.
Bro, that's pretty wild from egg laid.
I'm assuming non-refrigerated.
Well,
no, you keep them warm,
or is that only when it's born? You got.
Hold on. Are you saying how long an egg can go without eating, or to become a chicken?
No, I'm talking about eating. What are you talking about?
Okay, so becoming a chicken.
30 days. That's not long,
dude. That's not long at all. Bones, feathers, beaks, eyes.
What's
body.
the longest gestation? Is it elephants?
I feel like it's maybe whales. But I'll look it up.
How long are whales? Couple of years.
This is real Thursday rhetoric on a Monday, isn't it?
We've come in a Thursday mood.
Yeah, we have.
It's probably that we're aching for Thursday.
Yeah, we are.
But it's not. It's Monday.
No.
But we ache for Thursday.
So African elephants, 645 days. Sperm whales up to 590.
Holy shit.
519 days.
90. But elephants,
Dude,
640.
2 days. Oh, 600. Oh, shit.
645.
That's 2 fucking
That's 2 years.
Well,
just under.
You get it.
You know what we mean.
It's basically 2 years. You could see 2 NRL grand finals. No, you couldn't. Whatever.
You could see 2.
You could see most of 2 seasons.
You could see most of 2 seasons.
You could see 2 NRL grand finals in fucking 1 year, 1 day.
Oh, that's a great point. You could.
That's true, yeah.
That's a great point.
You couldn't see 3 though.
You couldn't.
No, you couldn't see 3.
Couldn't see 3. Well, but I mean, that's a long time to be pregnant. Having never been pregnant. Shout out to the plane. Who wants to sponsor it? Anyone want to sponsor that plane? It's your opportunity. 600 days. Good for the elephants. Well done. I mean, they got a lot to grow. I would have thought a fucking blue whale. Or do they just not know with blue whales? I'd say that'd be...
I don't think they know anything. They don't even know where blue males mate.
Blue whales, not blue males.
Blue males.
Well, the blue whales, the male version of blue whales are blue males.
Sure. That's a great point. Blue male whales.
Well, it does say blue female whales, 10 to 12 month gestation period.
How? 10 to 12 months?
10 to 12 months.
So they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
2 months is a long... that's a big difference.
Have they been able to, tag blue whales? You might be, if you get a boat alongside them, they just, prod them?
Don't know. I don't know how you tag.
They fucking, spear gun them through, a fin.
Edge.
Yeah, I don't think they can feel it. They're pretty big.
They are big. Well, they're the biggest thing to have ever existed, so they're pretty big.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I wonder, though, what if there was something bigger that existed in the ocean and it's just all rotten?
Well, I always say, I'm yeah, okay.
You can't tell me that for certain.
But you don't know for sure.
They don't know anything, bro. We're sort of fucking discovering animals. And you're
They
telling
make a lot. People seem to make a lot of assumptions, Tom.
Yeah.
A lot of assumptions. Too many, in my opinion.
Is there a saying around assumptions? Assumptions are the mother of all...
No.
Evil?
Assuming makes an... assuming makes an ass
the
out
mother
of
of all evil? No, there's assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Assumptions.
But what's the something that's the mother of all evil?
Or is it the root of all evil?
Whatever. But
Isn't that money is the root of all evil?
Maybe. It's probably not a bad point either.
Yep, eat the rich.
Hot water's off in my house, guys.
Why?
Dunno.
Have you paid your hot water bill?
I would assume that we have, yes.
Your electricity bill? You got gas in the house?
You're asking me questions I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we're a gas operation.
Well, you'd be able to tell by the the stove.
No, you're right. We're not a gas. We're not.
So then your electricity tank, which generally speaking would be heating overnight.
Yeah, so I had to go down to the power box, real masculine shit in the house because the hot water wasn't working last night. And I'm like, okay, torch on, spiders everywhere, a little bit stressed, a little bit overwhelmed. What am I doing? And I'm looking, and all the mains for the 3 apartments, hot waters, the 2 other ones were flicked up and ours was down. So I'm thinking, okay, bang, here we go. Daddy's found it. Daddy's a fucking hero. You know? What a man. No task too fucking great for me. Flicked it back on. Obviously, it didn't warm up in time for me to have a shower. I did play cricket yesterday. We'll get into it. Was dirty, needed a shower late at night. So I had to basically fill up a pot of warm water and stand in the shower with like a rag and just wipe myself down.
Instead of having a cold one.
Fuck that, dude. It was too cold last night. I was like, I need warmth, and I'm just going to like wipe down everything.
Could have just panted it out. Just.
Yeah, I know, dude. You know
Wim Hof'd it, bro.
I wasn't in the mood to Wim Hof it.
But you got a bit of Wim in you?
I don't mind a Wim Hof every once in a while, but I think a Wim Hof in the morning better than like bedtime.
A bedtime Wim. Is there like, does Wim at night?
I think Wim probably, it's even too cold at night for Wim.
You don't reckon Wim, he doesn't, maybe he doesn't shower at night.
Does he ever rug up that cunt, or is he just like...
Bro, he's always just getting around in the snow.
Yeah,
I'm like, what does he do in summer? He must lose his mind.
He hates summer.
He hates
He'd be the one of the
summer.
only people.
Yeah.
Although I get
Or maybe
people
he's
hate
just
it.
like, you know how like, I just chase summers. Maybe Wim chases winters.
winter.
Yeah.
Have we got anything on Wim?
Well,
Winter?
there are things that say the best time to do it is in the morning and on an empty stomach. But it does say people who practice the Wim Hof method report many benefits, such as better sleep. And so when you regularly experience sleeping problems, the Wim Hof method is a great way to improve your sleep. But it doesn't specifically say to do it before
There is a
bed.
part of me with that shit where I'm like, are you just promising me the world? Oi, have a fucking freezing cold shower, you'll sleep better. Have a freezing cold shower in the morning, you'll fucking feel better. Friend of the show, Charlie, from Pilot, I think he told us, and maybe he was telling us about Wim Hof, but he was saying that cold showers help psoriasis. I think I'd prefer psoriasis.
Well, I know that like warm water
really.
opens up your pores in your skin, and so it kind of makes them more vulnerable to like whatever shit's in the outside world getting into your pores. So I know like I've heard you're meant to like finish your shower in cold water so it like closes your pores.
It's
Do you
just...
think it's going back to like when, generally speaking, like we didn't have hot water systems, water would have been cold.
You swim in rivers.
Colder.
Yeah, you shower, you clean yourself in rivers. I wonder when people did start. Because, I mean, like, obviously you could warm up the water, very Thursday, warm up the water on a fire. So you could technically have a warm shower at that point, or a warm bath, or a warm whatever. But did that become like a luxury? Like, you know, just because you could heat up water doesn't mean you were having a warm bath when you're in like a tribe or some shit.
Well, just because you can heat up water doesn't mean you should.
It's a huge point.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
It might have been frowned upon. It might have been seen as like very bloody highbrow, bit snooty.
Yeah. Imagine that, living in a time when a warm bath or shower was like, what a wanker.
Yeah, what a fuck.
Look at this fuckwit.
What a fuckwit.
Yeah.
I think about that shit all the time. I was thinking about, it was only yesterday I think I was thinking about this, being like, imagine seeing the first fridge or the first freezer, like the first fucker to walk around with ice in his drink. You'd be like, you fucking snooty cunt.
Oh, look at Mr. Cold Drink over there.
I know.
Righto, dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the fucking drink not cold enough for you.
Like I see, you know, you like watch those like old movies and shit, and like all I can think of like Downton Abbey and stuff, and all I can think about is you cunts are drinking like lukewarm drinks, every single one of you. No, nothing's chilled.
No, nothing's chilled.
Nothing's chilled.
I thought about it a lot with Game of Thrones. I'm like, this must be like the most room temperature wine in the world.
Not of all time.
Of all time.
Like so lukewarm, like room temperature.
Yeah. Just piping warm.
but not hot.
No, piping warm.
Just warm.
Just warm as
to
fuck.
the touch.
Now, there
It actually makes me feel hungover.
I thought like with fridges and shit back in the day, like the first fridges, they were just like ice boxes. Like you'd get a big block of ice delivered to your house or something by the ice man. There was like an ice man.
Yeah,
How did they
used to
make
go,
the ice?
That I don't
I think
know.
they just really heavily insulated it because they used to go out to like Alaska or Antarctica and shit and get massive, like huge blocks, so that I
And then
guess it wouldn't melt
transport
too
them and
quickly.
then just chip away at them.
Yeah.
See,
and then
and-
even like ancient civilizations and shit would have like they all dug weird things underground to like keep things cool during summer and stuff, which is like really impressive.
but you're not
shit.
keeping it cold.
No, you're not keeping it cold.
Like you can leave a glass
Cool
of
and
water.
cold are not the same thing.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't put a glass of water underground and then have it come up chilled.
It would probably come up slightly warmer than if
Slightly
it was fucking out in the sun.
You mean
Tom.
slightly cooler?
Cooler.
Yeah,
You know
stubby
what I mean.
cooler.
Anyway, welcome to Thursday slash Monday
Thursday slash
where are
Monday
we?
pod slash I don't have any hot water.
But so, did you have a hot shower this morning? Are you
No,
good to go?
it was still off. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. That's what I'm saying. I flicked it up, thinking I'm good, thinking I'm Mr. Handyman.
Have you checked it again this morning?
No, I didn't. I had to leave the house in a flurry.
Something might be shorting it.
Yeah, the Big Short. Anyway, Ironside, please reach out.
Because I'm under the impression those things get to their warm and in the middle of the night. So you should have woken up with a warm one.
Yeah, I didn't wake up with a warm one, Eddie. Didn't. I'll check it when I get home.
But I still could be wrong, and I also don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, we don't know what we're talking about generally. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, mate.
Another wedding?
Another wedding.
Do you know any of these
Shout
people?
out to Miles and Emma for fucking having us. It was good stuff. Few fucking dribblers down there. Shout out to all you cunts as well.
That's nice.
It was nice. It was
Dribblers
good.
at the wedding? Or you
Dribblers
just
at the
bumped
wedding.
into-
Dribblers at the wedding. Met some lovely young driblets and dribblers.
Oh, okay.
A healthy mixture of both, which
Yeah,
was
that's
good
nice.
to see.
That's really nice.
Like seeing our driblets out and about. Do I know any of these people? I assume you mean I get invited to so many weddings I can't possibly
You can't
know
possibly know them all.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's certainly a portion of these weddings you go to where you're like the plus one, and you're just like,
I was a fringe invite, and I don't think that I'm not breaking new ground bringing that up. I
Yeah.
think Miles even told me that I was a fringe invite. I'm
Right.
like, well, but he's like, but you know, and I'm like, well, I do know.
Miles, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we don't necessarily spend a lot of time together.
No, we don't spend shitloads of time.
Do you have his number?
No, I don't.
Okay, there we go.
I was.
Do you have his email?
I was invited because Ella was invited by Emma, and I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
You're like the fucking
we're
handbag.
engaged to be married, so
Yes,
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
usually get a bait as well.
So have you recycled wedding outfits at this point?
Yes, I have.
You have, because at some point you have to.
Well, of course, why wouldn't I have, Tom? You buy a tux
Mm-hmm.
at the start of your first wedding season, and you wear that fucking thing into the ground. You pound that fucker.
Yeah.
Pound it.
Pound
I mean, I might get 200 wears out of it in the fullness of time.
I'm
right?
surprised you haven't already.
I may well have already. Whereas girls don't have that luxury.
No.
They've got they recycle amongst themselves, but they'll never recycle something.
No, as in, so they'll like switch them, give them to each other, you mean?
That's right.
Right,
But
yeah.
they wouldn't ever wear it again twice.
No. I literally have a suit and I'm like, I'll wear this thing for fucking everything. I don't care what it is.
I've gone back to but I got a linen suit that I've worn that twice now with the same shirt, so I'm recycling already.
Yeah, you're already recycling.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. But it was a great fucking hit out, Hymes Beach. Beautiful part of the world. Supposedly the whitest sand in Australia. That's what they tell me. It's pretty white.
It is white.
But it wasn't white enough. Like, I'd hate to be a hater. But when you get told that it's the whitest sand of all time, Tom, I expect it to be like,
High smile teeth white.
yes.
Not
As in
not an ad.
like Lux Listings teeth white. you know
Lux
what I mean?
Listings teeth white.
Yep.
And if it's not that, if it's not as white as Gavin Rubinstein's teeth,
Well, then it's not white enough.
it's not white. Then it's not the whitest sand on earth.
And then I think to myself, that sand needs whitening.
Yeah. We need to get High Smile down here to this beach, not an ad.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be High Smile, whatever the fuck you want.
It doesn't need to be High Smile. It could be fucking Colgate.
Whoever.
Going down there with their whitening technology.
Whitening
and
gel
just
or whatever
fucking
it is and just
gelling
putting
up
it
the
all
sand.
Well, if you're going to spruik it as the whitest sand in the nation, maybe on earth,
Well, that's what I was spruiked.
then you need to make sure that shit's white.
I think that the council, the governing
Hymes Beach Shire Council.
That's right, Hymes Beach Shire Council, Jarvis Bay Council have a responsibility,
Nay, an obligation.
Yep. Not only to their constituents, Tom, but to the state, nay, the country at large.
Nay, the world.
Yeah. To produce sand that they spruik.
Yeah.
If you're spruiking the whitest sand of all time, it must be the whitest sand of all time.
So I've got some interesting revelations here. Because when you search up whitest sand in Australia, Hymes Beach is a popular result, but it also claims that it won the Guinness World Record, and there's a few different articles about it. But then when you dig a bit deeper, there's a few articles also saying, no, Hymes Beach, New South Wales does not have the world's whitest sand, which claims that the Guinness World Records doesn't even have a category for the whitest sand. So someone's
is this
had a
whole
bit of a
thing a wool pull?
Pretty much,
It's
yeah.
just branding.
So they did do
I could tell when I went there, I go, this isn't the whitest sand of all time. It's just, I can tell.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the whitest sand of all time, so I don't have anything to compare it to.
But you know that this
But
isn't
vibe
it.
takes over.
Yeah.
And you go, it's all off. Like, it's white, sure, but it's not white enough.
No, it's not like, I'm just trying to think of a really white person. It's not albino sand.
No, it's
Malfoy.
No.
It's not Draco. It's not
Malfoy sand? No.
or whoever that Joffrey sand.
Joffrey. Sure. Well,
I mean, Joffrey was he was probably
Maybe
more golden
albino
anyway.
sand.
Joffrey was a bit more.
I don't think
sand.
Joffrey was, yeah.
He wasn't particularly white.
No, not like no.
What about like that guy Milky off Me, Myself and Irene?
Yep.
Or was his name Whitey? Listen, Hymes Beach might be wool pulling everyone, and you need to go into it with eyes wide open.
Not Eyes Wide Shut.
No, which is a very graphic sexual movie starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. I believe when they were still married, and it was about like kinky orgies and shit.
Shout out to
reduction,
Nicole and
but-
Tom Cruise. You forget they were married.
You do. They were like I tell you what was funny. I saw like a photo, because obviously there's all this Johnny Depp, Amber Heard shit going on. I saw a photo of Johnny Depp and like Winona Ryder when they were 20s, like young 20s. And it was just like something on Instagram, and it was a few photos of them and like a quote from them. And it was like, when you're little and you see these people, you're like, holy shit, these cool like Hollywood stars. And then when you're a bit older than them, like, you're now older than they were at that stage, you're like, oh, these were just some dumb fucking kids with shitloads of money.
Yeah. That's all it was.
That's all it is.
That's all it was.
That's all anyone is.
That's all anyone is. No one ever really grows up.
No, just dumb kids.
Not really. You just get older, but you haven't grown up.
No,
really.
you probably get a little bit less tolerant of like just things. Things piss you off way easier. Like you get grouchy.
You get grouchy and senile.
Yeah.
The grouch takes over, the inner grouch.
Dude,
Not always,
Speaking of grouchy senile,
but often.
Ian Chappell said something to fucking Piers Morgan. Like Piers Morgan of bit of a dickhead fame.
English shock jock.
English shock jock fame. He like introduced himself to fucking Chappell. He's like, hey, Chappell. He's like, oh, g'day, and I'm Piers Morgan. He goes, no, you're a dickhead. Something just completely snapped back. Just met Ian Chappell for the first time. Hi, Mr. Chappell. I'm Piers Morgan. I said, nah, mate, you're a dickhead. He replied, meeting over. Phenomenal.
That's what it's all about.
Phenomenal.
That's what it's all about.
Eddie, the podcast this week is brought to you by our friends at Swish, the video messaging service for Aussie and Kiwi athletes, as well as us. If you want to call us athletes, that's fine by me. But I just want to get in the ear of the punter and the dribbler, because it's Mother's Day this weekend, bro. And don't fucking tell me you've got a good gift for mum. You don't. It's shit. And Swish are here to help you.
You don't have a good gift, and it's Mother's Day this Sunday. I repeat, this Sunday. And you're scrambling, aren't you, bruh?
Yeah.
You're scrambling.
Alarms are going off in heads everywhere.
Ding, 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 ding. It's not a fire alarm, mate. It's a Mother's Day alarm.
Yep.
And it's ringing loud and clear. But lucky your old mates, Tom and Eddie, are here with a short ball from the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Swish. You can get us, you can get Pat, you can get Murray, you can get all these hot, juicy boys.
Think about mum, who probably respectfully hasn't had a gaz in about 50 years because dad's no longer up to it.
Yeah.
Dad's no longer up to it, and
Dad's not playing his role.
Dad's not playing his role. You know who's going to play a role? Cam Murray. Oh,
he'll
what
play
is
a
he?
role.
24, 25, cut from granite, perfectly proportioned, nice hair, blue eyes. You telling me that isn't going to get mum going for Mother's Day, Eddie?
Mate, three-legged Murray gets them all going on Mother's Day.
Something to think about.
Something to think about.
Now, if you go to heyswish.com, promo code is Dribblers, you're getting 10% off. The real kicker, though, other than giving mum a gaz on Mother's Day, is that a portion of all proceeds go to children's charities.
Correct. heyswish.com.
Now, Eddie, we do have to get to some sport, and we will get to some sport.
Yeah, we will.
Before we do that, I think we need to give our little mate DYOR Dave an opportunity, a right of reply to explain himself for those fucking atrocious Greg Norman outfits that he got us last week. He wasn't here when we roasted him, and now he has an opportunity to explain. And I think they're right there if you want to just grab them, because we're going to make him wear one. The fucking children's... We were right as well. They should be right next to you on the ground.
Oh, they
They were legitimately children's cowboy hats. Like we thought they were, and then a dribbler found them and, oh, careful there, Dave, and basically found them online. So we asked for Greg Norman hats, and you gave Dave examples of what they look like, some photo examples.
Well, we all know what the fucking hat is. It's the big, like, sort of cowboy hatty vibe, but it's straw and it's got the big shark.
Do we
on
want to get Dave sitting over there on camera for this bit, Tobler, or is that going to take a lot of setup? So if we turn that camera on and get him sitting in front of the glory hole. So can you, as we cut to Dave, pull that hat forward, you fuck. Pull it down. I want people to see you. It actually works perfectly for Dave.
Well, that was the issue. It fit fine on my head.
Right, but what the...
So you tried it on?
I got to.
You did not
you
try
tried
that
these
on.
ones. I did. I tried on the other ones.
Can you explain to me, to Eddie, to everyone, what the fuck you were thinking?
All right. So I was about like 4 hats in at this point. There was a wide range of different straw hats with different length brims, different length things, because I was at that point almost certain I wasn't going to find the exact replica anywhere in the state or maybe even the country today. These hats were readily available online if, you know, we had came up with the idea a week earlier.
Which we hadn't.
But I don't know. I guess I just dropped the ball on that one. But anyway, I had a few hats that I thought were good enough that could pull it off with a bit of tweaking, a bit of molding. And I was like, okay, there's these ones as well. They're all cheap. I had already been given carte blanche on the budget by Eddie. So I thought, what's another 2 hats going to do? I did see these and think, all right, you just rip the little star off, which wasn't hard to do. I tried a bit. And, you know, you're almost there if that's what you were going for.
But they're tiny.
They're fucking kids' hats.
It's not my
You're
fault
not
you-
almost there.
Not my fault you have huge heads.
You're not almost there if you rip the star off. That's what I'm like. There's just no. At least those other ones, whilst
I
they
like
weren't
that
good.
he tried to peel the star off.
Shit. I think we can peel this star off, and basically we've got Greg Norman hats. They are little male stripper cowboy hats at best. In reality, they're fucking kids' cowboy hats.
They wouldn't cover some Johnsons. That's how small they
Oh,
are.
yeah. Like, Adam Elliott's dick would be like, this is tiny.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So
they were just one of the options. You said get options, so I thought, you know, I'll get a few
Jeez.
Yeah,
options.
but
You never know.
I understand.
Right,
we
but like
said,
you could have got a top hat then if we're just looking at options. You know what I mean?
look, we did say options, but that usually means give us options within the parameters that were set, as opposed to just buying anything. Going, will this do?
Yeah.
Well, no,
I've
it
got
won't.
colour. Yeah, fuck it. Let's get a bucket. See if a bucket works.
Well, I mean, you know, I feel like we're discounting some of the good work I did on the other purchases.
What, like the fucking the envelope stickers?
Well, okay, not that.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? Some of those
Not
other
exactly
great
that one.
purchases
Yeah,
you made?
not that one. I thought I got some nice shirts.
You
Although
got
to be
a
fair-
Greg Norman shirt that was too small for me and it stunk.
Yeah.
I got like 3 different shirts, and I feel like I was kind of maybe given some misdirection on sizing.
Well, you certainly were not on the ball with the pants, because the pants were literally
You got
swimming
Tom
on
at
me.
38.
That's exactly what you said.
No, I didn't.
No, you said 34 to 36, I believe.
Yeah, I did.
Not to give away my dimensions. They literally were fucking humongous. Like, I could have fit 6 people in there.
You also did say baggy.
What waist sizes? 34, 36 for Tom.
There you go.
In riding.
And what did I get?
38.
38.
And?
You got me one pair of pants, 38.
But there were 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah, well, the other ones were for Eddie.
Which was what size?
34. I thought.
So I got a 34 and a 38.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was almost certain I got 34 and 36.
No.
All right. I'll cop that one.
Yeah.
I'll cop that
But
one.
you also said that 38's what we told you to get.
Well, no, I thought I got what you told me to get, which in that sense was almost the 38.
No, you didn't. You also got the wrong tequila.
Yeah. But the right style.
Well, yeah, the right style. Also, of the ice trays you got us, and I'm not going to say this is your fault,
Okay.
but in the totality, in isolation, it's not your fault, but with with everything else. So you got us those ice trays, and then when I was getting them out, you got us 4 of the plastic ones.
Yep.
3 of the 4 snapped in half when I was using them. So
I didn't take into account your Herculean strength,
well,
Tom,
I
so-
mean, no, and maybe you should have.
But I think moving forward, you probably have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Tom's
think
I'll get
really strong.
reinforced titanium steel.
So
ice
I think
trays.
of the.
I feel like I feel like it's a pass mark, maybe over 50% in terms of things I've bought.
I think it's probably like you'd have to beg for a pass.
Yeah, you'd have to probably pay us off for a pass mark.
Is there not extra credit points for the content that's come out of the situation?
No.
It's a consideration.
It's something that
Yeah.
there's value in the content, sure, but that doesn't mean it'd be silly of us to give you a pass mark, but it would be smart of us to keep getting you to do shit for us because it's funny because you fuck it up. We just don't want to, nothing that's gonna make or break us.
No, just small stuff.
Just small things.
like buying cowboy hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we got some nice dress ups for the office as well. I
We
think.
do have some. Well, you've got some dress ups.
yeah, you do. You got to
got
wear
nice
those hats
dress-ups.
now every podcast. That's
Yeah.
your new attire.
I'll bring in some nice boots and pants to go with it. next
Cowboy
time.
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick 'em
some
up.
cute little boots, dude.
He's to dress him up like Woody.
And some little assless chaps.
Yeah. He's just dressing him up like Woody.
Yeah.
I like
He's
that.
pretty close.
You aren't far off, dude.
And we'll write Tom and Eddie on your foot.
You got a slave in me. Sweet. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up, Dave.
I'm glad we cleared it up.
I was very disappointed I wasn't on the podcast then to, give my right reply for that and for the Elon Musk chat. But we can get back into that.
Yeah, we can get back to that
another
on Thursday. But I don't know that your right of reply on Thursday would have been any better than it was today, considering you've had days to come up with a planned response and it was still shit. But I kind of like Dave in front of the glory hole.
I like him over there. It reminds me brilliantly, I might add, of the time that you got licked nearly to death by
that's right.
dribblers at the fucking
The live show.
Yeah.
He started climbing through it, and then dribblers. His arms were pinned, weren't they? And
Yeah.
dribblers came and licked his face.
Yeah. I remember seeing him in the bathroom washing himself down. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? He goes, bro, I got nearly licked to death. by
In the
dribblers."
height of COVID,
Yeah.
like we were just about to go into another snap lockdown
Yeah.
for like 6 months, and Dave's face just got licked off.
I'd forgotten about that because I still haven't
I
caught
haven't.
COVID despite coming
You haven't
very
got it
close
yet?
to Yeah, but now that we remember that, I'm kind of thinking surely like.
But
I don't
maybe
know,
that's
it
why you
just
didn't
happened
get it.
then. Yeah,
You build
exactly.
up your fucking immunity by getting
yeah.
licked
Yeah,
by
your
dribblers.
skin just absorbed
Exactly.
it. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. Happy with that.
Great for you. Now, it is Monday. It's not Thursday. It is
No,
Monday,
it
so
is
we must
Monday.
talk some sport,
We must
Thomas.
talk some sport, so it's probably time that we move into a bit of sport. Bit of sport, Eddie. Obviously, are a sports podcast, believe it or not. Before we get into matters rugby league, I just wanted to shout out the Thick Ropes County 11 for a famous win yesterday. I don't know the name of the team we beat. They didn't play in the spirit of cricket, and they probably cheated a little bit, but that didn't stop us from pounding them into the earth with a bonus point victory.
Was it Stumped? Is that who it was?
That we played?
Yeah.
I don't know why. How the fuck do you know?
Well, because I'm on the Last Man Stands website.
Did you score?
And that's
Did
what it
you
says
play?
you played.
I did play. I got 3 famous runs and then was bowled, which was not great. That wasn't great. We batted first. I rocked up late, straight in. Well, not straight in, but I just kind of basically arrived and went straight in the bat. I think I was batting too emotionally, dude. You know, it wasn't calculated. I was in a...
Why were you batting emotionally?
Because I left the house in a frazzle.
Why?
Because life sometimes frazzles you, dude. Young dad, you know, shit going on. I was frazzled. I get in there, I just start swinging for the fences. But the important thing about this, Eddie, and I think it's probably a life lesson. That's mainly why I want to tell the story, because it's about just trying to be as good and as great even as you can across the park.
Yep.
So if I don't provide value through the weight of just generational runs, then what do I have to do? I got to bowl my heart out.
Or you got to fuel with a plum.
Which I did. But I also bowled my heart out.
Leggies?
Of course they were leggies. And you know what?
Getting them to turn?
They were fucking spinning their dicks off, dude. They were doing the twist like we did last summer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
3 for 10 I was off 4 overs.
It's pretty sharp.
It's pretty sharp, dude. And I got to make a special mention to James Harvey, Jerry, behind the stumps. He probably took about 50 catches.
He took 50 catches.
I think he took 50 catches. Now, there's only 8 wickets to get in a game, and I'm pretty sure he took 50 catches. But Dixie we had a couple of ring-ins. Dixie of Joyride fame, he came and helped us out.
Nice, Dix.
Yeah, according to the scorecard here, he got a half century and 3 wickets.
Yeah, well, he was... So
he was best on ground.
Well, he was actually not even best on ground. We had another ring-in, a guy who we literally didn't know called Charles, who has... Let me get Charles's stats up. Now, this is a real last man standing.
I just saw that. I saw that when I was going through the stats.
This is a last man standing, like, dribbler of note. He has played 468 innings. He has scored 13,946 runs at an average of 50.34. His highest score is 125. He's got 139 50s, 200s.
National ranking's only 638. Surely it should be higher.
I don't know. But this guy was like having an old, like an old salty sailor who like has sailed the 7 seas and knows everything about and if I'm setting off to sail, I want this motherfucker on the boat with me.
He's a pinch hitter.
Dude, he hated running quick singles. He's a larger gentleman. He's a big thickie who just likes to tonk and tonk true. And basically came in, bowled some really tidy overs for us.
Why is he in your side? Where'd you find him? Side of the street.
So he is like a mercenary. Basically, he just makes himself available. I think there's like a pool of like mercenaries that Last Man Standing have where it's like, I'm available if teams need me. And he just goes around and fucking plays for teams all day on a Sunday.
That's how he spends his Sundays.
Yeah.
As a mercenary.
Yeah. He just goes around and plays games. And he came in. Now, some of you might go, well, fuck, is it, could you have won without Charles? And we could have, because his 50 runs taken off, I think we won by more than 50 runs. That's how good we were.
Isn't that interesting?
He did take some wickets.
I can't believe people that's how they spend their Sundays.
Look, he's probably a single gentleman, doesn't have the, the responsibility of maybe a young family or just a misso who wants to go to like the markets or some shit. So he can just go, well, it's Sunday. I'm just going to go and pound fucking shitty bowlers into the core of the earth, maybe roll the arm over a little bit. Tell you what, he said after, he goes, mate, you guys are good fun. He loves playing with us.
Oh, he likes you?
Yeah, he was good fun.
Is that like a badge of honour to be called fun by a mercenary?
Oh, fuck yeah. It is. But even generally, I think that even the umpires, all umpires and any mercenaries we get in are like, oh, this is the team you want to play for, because we just rip and tear and talk shit.
Yeah, like that.
Win, lose or draw, we're up and about.
Well, congratulations to the thick ropes. I was wondering what the fuck was going on with you guys. Well, hadn't heard shit.
No, that's just because I haven't been playing, so I sometimes don't talk about things unless I'm involved because I'm self-absorbed.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, you're a self-absorbed guy.
But being back in there and having a famous win with the guys, it meant a lot. But these who do we play? What are they called? Stumped. They cheated a little bit. I got to be honest. We had one of the cleanest run-outs you'll ever see, and you stand as the square leg for your own batsman. Mm-hmm. I had to give my brother out. Put it that way. I had to give Willie Burns out. Now, he was out by a fucking long way, but I did think about not giving him out because he's my flesh and blood. But you can't. That's not the spirit of cricket.
No, it's not.
Jerry Jarves, James Harvey of 50 catches in one game fame, fucking chasing the ball, turns around, pegs it at the stumps. He only had one stump to work with, Pat Cummins-esque, runs this guy out, and his fucking mate at square leg's like, nah, in. Spirit of cricket died that day.
Right, okay, I'm with you. So he denied Jerry a famous run out because...
It was his fucking teammate.
The spirit of cricket didn't live within him.
No.
I get that.
The
That
spirit
makes
of
sense.
cricket died that day. If not for us, it would have been dead for eternity, but much like Jesus, we raised it from the dead. We brought it back.
He brought it back.
Yeah.
Like that, respect that, good on you, well done.
Thank you so
To
much.
The Thick Ropes County 11.
Eddie, what if I was to tell you that there is a place, a magical place, online, on the internet, not the magical place, but a magical place that exists on the internet, where if you were, if you had some issues of a medical persuasion that you were needing to be addressed, that you would be able to go to this place called pilot.com.au and be linked up with a doctor who you can talk to privately and you don't have to go into, because sometimes you can't be fucked to go to a doctor. And if you would use the promo code Dribblers, you're going to get your first consult with that doctor for free. And that is all prescription-based remedies delivered to your door discreetly. What would you say?
I'd say that place sounds so magical, so wondrous, so desirable, so applicable, so for me that I'd collapse in a heap.
Yep.
But you're telling me this place is real?
It is real. And if you were to collapse in a heap and there was a prescription-based remedy for that, then they'd be able to help you with that as well.
Wow. So you're saying if I go to pilot.com.au/hello sport and use the promo code Dribblers, I'm going to get my first doctor's consult for free? Gee, Tom, that really is magic.
Thanks, Pilot. Should we talk some rugby league?
Let's talk some rugby league.
Who do we do it for?
Our dear friends at KO, Tom, the best in the business. All 8 games, ad-free, uninterrupted, during play.
Yeah.
Every motherfucking game.
And then if you miss the games, whoops, got minis.
Whoops, got a minute.
Can I say this just quickly as well, KO? Because you obviously do your minis so damn well, right?
Yeah.
Really do. There's a couple of things that I would like to give KO for free in terms of some advice.
Yeah.
Not advice, that sounds patronising. Ideas.
Well, you're an ideas man.
I'd like them to do a mini of every single try from the round. So you just go, sweet, see all the tries. And I'd also if you're going to do that, give me like at least 2 tackles before the try is scored, where possible.
Right.
Like, give me the lead up to the try. Don't just give me the
no,
fucking
but
last pass.
I don't think KO would just give you the last pass. I don't think they'd do
No. The other one would be a mini. Shout out to the plane flying over. Who's going to sponsor it? The other one would be a mini, although it wouldn't be a mini, of the entire weekend's highlights. So if I wake up on a Monday morning and say I do a sports podcast, Top of the Heap or something, and I needed to catch up on the games I've missed, or say I was away out of reception, I couldn't watch any games that weekend, I can sit down on a Monday morning, say, if I was to do a podcast, and I could just pound 8 straight games into the earth.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it works. I think it's genius. I think it's clever.
If you fit it all into half an hour.
Yeah. Fucking thanks for coming.
Yep.
Half an hour, easy. Half hour of power.
So that's all. That would be my ideas for KO. Other than that, Eddie, I think we get into the round of rugby league. Now, if you tipped better than 4 games this weekend, I think that you are lying.
Either you're lying or you don't get rugby league.
Yeah.
If you tip more than 4 games, you don't get rugby league.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Means you've got no fucking idea.
You've got no idea what
pick
you're
it
talking
on
about.
name and name
You're
alone.
probably it's probably the first time you've ever tipped rugby league.
Yeah,
if you tipped
and you're
this
tipping
weekend.
and you're tipping off names.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you. It's not possible.
No. Broncos beating the Sharks. I mean, who the fuck saw that coming?
No one.
No one did.
The Broncos didn't show any indication whatsoever that they were going to win another football game this year.
No.
I hate to say it, but that's the indication I was getting.
The only thing that they were indicating was that they weren't going to beat the Sharks.
That's the only indication I was getting, is that a loss was coming. Now, the indications turned out to be false.
Yeah. Much like a weatherman
Well, like a weatherman.
or woman.
Or woman, but the weatherman specifically.
Yep.
He promises the world and never delivers.
No. Delivers. What is that? Promise of the world delivers something smaller.
Overs, under, I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Now, safe to say that Katoni Staggs.
Promises the world, delivers an atlas. Sorry.
Yeah, there it is. Promise the world, delivers an atlas. I like that. Katoni Staggs did not deliver an atlas. Katoni Staggs delivered the world on Sifa Talakai, who did not score a try. Staggs did score a try.
He contained him.
He contained him, bruh.
And I've got to be honest, I wasn't sure that Talakai could be contained to that degree.
I was worshipping at the altar of thickness. Now, I don't know if it is squared, actually. We've got to look into that. Just check the P's and D's for a Liam Brennan post. It might be thickness cubed because squared is a 2D object, whereas cubed is 4D or 3D or something. But either way, I was worshipping at the altar of thickness.
It would actually be, well, so I mean, thickness times thickness times thickness, height, depth, width.
Yes, thickness cubed.
Thickness cubed.
We were worshipping at the altar of thickness cubed when really, Narbras of note in Katoni Staggs.
Well, it's funny, right? Like, we weren't really sure where Talakai sat in the pantheon of great centres in the game. But now that we've seen him go up against a Narbra of note, one of the world's foremost Narbraras, we've got a pretty good indication, I think, of where the Narbrara sits in the game of rugby league. Because I think that they sit atop the throne.
Yeah, here we go. Volume times thickness theory. Volume is a scalar quantity expressing the amount of three-dimensional space enclosed by a closed surface. For example, the space that a substance or rugby league handful occupies or contains. There you go. What I would say...
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No. What I would say about the Talakai hoopla...
Yeah.
And this is no disrespect to Sifa Talakai, is that he's obviously had a great fucking season. His high point, where people were saying greatest half of footy you've ever seen from a fucking centre, comparing to Mal Meninga and shit, he was coming up against a pretty out of form Morgan Harper, and that's no disrespect to Morgan, who we love and adore, but a pretty out of form Morgan Harper and a Manly right edge defence which was not doing well. So maybe...
But it wasn't just the Manly game in which he got his kudos.
No,
He's been
absolutely.
doing it all season.
But he's been doing it all season, but the one where people were comparing to Mal Meninga and shit and saying it was like the greatest half of footy they've ever seen from a centre. I'm just saying... He was up against an underform player, an out-of-form player, and not a Katoni Staggs. And when he was up against Katoni Staggs, we're all thinking, fuck that.
Yeah,
Thickness
but
cubed is going to dominate.
But the rugby league media, whether they clearly can't help it, love fucking hyperbole.
Well, so do we.
But like ours is usually measured and fair. They'll just fucking say anyone's had the fucking best performance of all time, like over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
No, we're measured. We don't do that.
We don't do that. I call a spade if it's a spade.
Yeah.
I don't call a spade a fucking hammer if it's not. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that'd be weird.
That'd be fucking weird.
You'd be lying.
But so when rugby league commentators are saying that it's the greatest football performance of all time, you're like... That sounds like a little bit of mayo, given it was fucking round 7 Thursday night clubland footy and it was raining. Like, what are we getting fucking toey about here?
Yeah. It was just a great performance.
It was a great performance.
And it was against an underperforming.
But what was on the line? Nothing.
No.
2 points. Oh, fucking boo-hoo.
And Manly won the game. So I do think that... You know what? Did I pick Matt Moylan for a try and about even? Yes, I did. Was it first try? I had another one in there. Unfortunately, it didn't come off for me. I'm happy for the Broncos.
I'll say this though. I knew Katoni was a motherfucker, but I haven't seen it that much this season. It was a statement game by Katoni.
Yeah, it was a statement game, and one where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually a little bit more... I'm warming to the idea of Katoni in Origin. I certainly think the Talakai Origin chat might not be as loud as it was, although he could play a bit more of like a utility role. Him at centres I don't think is happening after that game. Katoni,
Well, if he's not playing in the centres, I don't think he's playing in the back row, Tom.
Well, they were saying you could have him on the bench as a back rower who can also play centre and in the middle if you needed him to, was the rhetoric I was hearing, and I'm now regurgitating.
Yes. I heard something similar, but then Gus Gould was also like, that doesn't make any sense because he's not an Origin quality back rower.
Love it. Thank you, Gus. And that is where you do need the clarity from a great sage like Gus Gould. So well done to the Broncos. The Panthers pound the Titans. Are we shocked?
Bit of a care,
No,
eh?
we're not. We moved to the Friday 8:30 game. Now, we were pretty much fucked in this game from the 9th minute when our good friend Carl with a K, Carl Lawton, any good team worth their salt needs a Carl Lawton. Carl was red carded in the 9th minute for a spear tackle on Cam Murray of HeySwish.com. Cam Murray, your mum, get her a Gaz. When it first happened, I was like, was that a red card? And then every time I saw it since, I was like, you know what? Probably was. Probably was.
Look, I think Carl with a K is going to put his hand up and go, yeah. That one got away from me.
That one got away from me.
That one got away from me. Did I mean to get him that vertical or past the horizontal, whatever the fucking term is? No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't. And that's my fault. And I needed to be a better footballer for it.
Yeah.
But we were up against it
But that was
the moment he went off.
Yes. The reason I think it's a red card is because he kind of drove him into the ground. Like he didn't slow it up.
No. It was a pick and drive.
He was pounding him into the
pole
earth.
drive.
Yeah. If Cam Murray was a Margarita
Yeah.
and Carl Lawton was us,
Yeah.
he was pounding him into the earth.
That's exactly what happened. He got pounded into the earth.
Yeah. It was a rugby league Margarita pounding into the earth.
That's right. Funnily enough, it happened probably at the very moment that I was getting into my work at
There
the
you
wedding.
go.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a bit of synergy there.
Well, are you saying potentially that you caused it?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying there's synergy.
Yeah, there is synergy. There's no doubt about that.
Even though we were separated by vast distances, there was synergy.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. But we're up against it.
Do you
at halftime, I'm like, we're a sniff.
I think morally, this isn't a rugby league math thing. This is more just like morals, right? If we're talking Hello Sport University, morals and ethics 101.
Yes.
Morally, we won that game because we were playing with a man down for fucking, 70 minutes?
72, 71.
And we basically, they couldn't put us away until the 70th minute, essentially.
Basically when they put us away. Basically right
I'm
at the
just
end of the
looking
game.
here in terms of the tries scored, right?
It was 70 to 70, 70 and 79.
70 and 79th minute is when they finally put us away and we had a man down for the whole game. Morally, we win that.
Well, it's a moral victory.
Yes.
Again, much like last week, we don't get the 2 points on paper, but I think Des is happy with what he sees.
It's round 8, bro. I'll take a fucking moral victory and a rugby league math victory back to back over any of those fucking.
Do you know what it was? It was a stubborn loss.
Yeah.
It was a stubborn loss.
Stubborn. We dug in our heels.
We go, nah, look, we might be missing a man, but we're digging the fuck in.
Yeah.
And rugby league math will tell you that after a period of time, 12 versus 13, it's a numerical disadvantage that can't be maintained or sustained or weathered for that amount of time.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just simple arithmetic.
Yeah.
After 70 minutes, generally that one man numerical disadvantage will beat you down.
Yeah, it'll beat you down.
It'll get the better of you. It'll get the better of you. But the boys didn't give up.
No, they didn't give up. And that's what I mean, right? If you go into the sheds after that game, who's happier? The mighty Manly Seagulls and Desley Hasler, or Demetrio, whose name I can never remember, Jason, JD, and the boys there? They're like, fuck, dude, we couldn't put away a 12-man Manly Seagulls. We morally lost that one.
That's right. And I think deep down they'll know that. I mean, Jason Saab gets a try first of the season.
First of the season.
Kieran Foran goes over
I tell you
again.
who's got a bit about him, Eddie, that Christian Tuipulotu. Also, dude, Stubby Cooler Can of Cola fucking eats people in defence.
Yeah. Andrew Matheson actually been tooting fucking Cola's horn for a while now. He's like, bro, this kid can fuck. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to grow into the game a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it starts with feeding people.
Well, but he's like in the side, everyone's like, oh, this guy's fast as fuck, which is great. But it's actually, I think, way more erection inducing to see someone who is known for their speed show really not show none of the speed, but that wasn't the feature of his game. It was that he just snapped cunts.
I love seeing it. I love seeing a good rugby league snapping because it then means that we can start to get back a sense, a feeling of like the olden days, not the olden days, but like, you know, a decade ago.
Yeah.
When shoulders used to fucking feed
Shoulders
people.
of justice.
And he just set the tempo.
Yeah.
When you see your mates absolutely snapping blokes, it just pumps you up.
I heard this, and this isn't, I'm not coming at this with an opinion. I'm coming at this as a question. When Tommy, who apparently is meant to be back this weekend when we pound the Tigers, Saturday, 3 p.m. at Brookie Oval, Tommy comes back into the side. Ruben, who has handled himself with aplomb at fullback.
Correct.
He goes back to the wing. Some asking the question, Saab or Tui Pelotu as the other winger. Now, obviously, Saab's form last year out of control. He hasn't had the start of the year he's probably wanted. It's an interesting question. Now, Des has obviously shown, like, you know, he wants to stick with his fucking boys, but...
It is an interesting question. I think probably that he'll pick and stick and hoping that Saab just builds a bit of confidence and starts to get back the form that he had last season. But also, if he needs to freshen up, out to Blacktown workers, there's no problem there. Like,
fucking oath.
Nothing wrong with a
Bit
freshen
of work
up.
with the workers.
Everyone sees a freshen up as like this bad thing. I'm like, bro, there's nothing wrong with a freshen up.
Yeah, go and disrespect some lower graders.
Work with the workers, bro.
Yeah.
Get some confidence back. Fly high. You know what I mean? There's nothing like fucking shitting all over some beaters to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Go and poo on some beaters.
Go poo on some beaters, mate.
And then come back and rip and tear.
That's right.
Can I also tell you, can I point out something else that warmed my heart, Eddie? Like, I was sitting on the couch.
Yep.
And my heart was warm.
How was it warm?
I don't know if that's like a health problem.
How was it
Look
warmed?
into that. Our young boy, who also turned 21 on the weekend, Joshy Schuster, the blindest man in rugby league, back and playing without a fucking lick of vision.
And doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it. He looks stronger. He looks bigger. He set up tries. He was just fucking... It was... For first game back, off the fucking... You know, like, he's been out injured, and to just get straight back into ripping and tearing rugby league football, Josh Schuster was fucking good. It, like, just horny stuff.
He has been out of the...
Motorbike sponsor, Harley Davidson, reach out. Not an ad.
He's been out of the game for what? He hasn't played since September.
This season, yeah.
So that's a long time on the literal sidelines, Tom.
Literal
So for
and
him to
figurative.
Figurative and literal. But for
Yeah.
him to come back and blow out the cobwebs while setting up tries and looking fucking sharp as
Yeah.
attack,
Blowing him out.
where's he going to get to at the end of the season? That's what I'd ask.
Blowing out cobwebs.
That's what I'd ask. By the end of the season, he could be, I don't know, the best back row in the comp.
Now, there is all this yarn about, like, oh, he wants to play 5'8", all that. Yeah, that's cool. But
Next
Kieran
season,
Foran
or the season after.
played so well. Kieran Foran was fucking out there ripping and tearing. It's like, listen, and I'm not speaking to Josh directly, but I am saying the team. I tell you what, I liked the term that, what's the Cowboys coach called again?
Todd Payton
of looks like an evil villain from a film fame. He was talking about someone in his team, but he was saying, I think it was because they've got like Scotty Drink and Hamiso Tabuai Fado like fighting for positions, and they're one's on the bench, one's not. He was like saying that you give yourself to the team wholly and fully. You give yourself to the team. I am owned by the team,
Yes.
and whatever the team needs, in the act of me giving myself to the team,
Yep.
is what the team gets. They get what they need from me. So with Schuster, Mr. Blind Man, I'm sure he wants to play 5'8". I get it. You want that 5'8" Bicky. But in giving yourself to the team, you have to accept what the team needs for you. And the team right now needs you being a big, thick, blind, no-look pass-giving, fucking bunter, fucking bumping off defences, smashing cunts, back rower on the edge. That's what the team needs.
That's what the team requires at this point in time, because we've got a 6 in Kieran Foran who's doing a fucking great job. But our side needs a motherfucker.
Is
out
our
on the
side
fringe.
stronger with Schuster at 6 and 4 and not in the side?
No.
No.
No, it's not. It's just not. Our team is stronger, Thomas, when Schuster is out on the edge doing a fucking job,
Yep.
given holy nut.
Yeah, holy nut.
Given holy nut.
Our Father who art in heaven, holy be thy nut.
That's right. Given holy nut to centers and to fucking wingers, bruh.
Yeah.
That's what we need from him. We need him drawing in defense and then giving little seeds off the hip.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see Josh Schuster do. And I think that if he can put in 110%, Tom, every week, I think he gets a ring by the end of the season. So there's a lot to think about, Josh. Look, wasn't Manly's night. That's okay. Fucking
Moral victory.
Fuck the Rabbitohs.
Fuck the Rabbitohs.
There is a couple of results, though, that I did want to get to, which is why I think we move on, Tom.
Yeah, great call.
The Raiders.
Oh, my God.
The Raiders.
The Raiders. Why when you picked them, why did I pick them? What do I do? What am I doing?
I said I thought that the Raiders would cover the line of 1.5. I thought that there was a chance there that they'd end up either winning by 1 as like just a big fuck you, Eddie, or they'd lose by like 1 or 2. Doesn't matter which way you want to slice or dice it. The result's the same. I lose.
Yeah.
Ricky Stewart must think that he's living in like some sort of fucking simulation where he's just getting tested. You know what I mean? As some sort of form of entertainment for people.
You know, have you seen the movie The Green Mile?
Yes.
You know how Tom Hanks ends up being like 400 years old because he kills that like person of God?
Yes.
And like as his punishment, he has to just live forever?
Yes.
I don't know whether Ricky has like wronged the rugby league gods, and as a result, he is just constantly having to get to halftime leads and blow them. Or just lose by a point. Like, he's been doing this for years.
For years and years and years. No one blows a second half lead like I think they've done it 3 times this year.
Can you just check, Dave? I'm surely someone's found the stats on just like Raiders blowing leads. Like, if the leads were like someone in a back alley, like a horny dude in a back alley, and the Raiders were someone who was blowing things for cash, the Raiders would be in a back alley blowing a lead.
This could be completely wrong, but didn't Ricky Stewart start going down to watch games on the sidelines because he wanted to buoy his boys when they needed him because they were blowing leads?
I don't know.
That could be complete bullshit.
I thought he just loved being on the sideline, but I don't think that anyone
But I don't think he used to
leads. I don't know, maybe not. But they blow leads like...
All I'm saying is it's not working. Maybe you got to go back to the box.
I don't know whether Ricky is...
Is it fucking...
What's he got to do to be under pressure coaching that side? Because surely lead blowing comes to coaching. It's like this team can get out to leads and then they just get on their knees and blow them.
Surely... No, I agree. They've got to...
That's a coaching thing.
But I still don't think that he's in trouble at all.
I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm asking, what does he need to do to be in trouble? You know what I mean? This guy seems like he just can't get in trouble.
Well, I think that the way that he would get in trouble is if his friend Ferner down there at Raiders leaves. I think he's very well connected.
Yes, but like the team sucks.
Well, the team's not going well. No.
I feel sorry for Jack Whiten, who's such a good fucking player. It's like, oh, dude, get me out of here.
It's been a funny old season. We'll get to the Knights, but I just want to just Rain Man saying that the Newcastle Knights and Canberra Raiders, 2 of the worst sides, if not the 2 worst sides.
Raiders are coming dead last. Knights are coming dead last.
Yeah, they are.
Are the Raiders second last?
Second or third.
The Raiders are third last, but same amount of points as the Knights.
Jesus Christ!
Like, he couldn't have picked 2 worse sides.
No, he couldn't.
To try and beat us.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious. I'm just going to keep bringing it up every week because I'm just loving it.
I mean, you've got it.
I'm just loving it.
Loving it.
Absolutely loving it. So, congratulations to the Raiders for blowing another lead. I think it's terrific. I think it's tremendous. And if, in fact, you are doing that for the only reason being that you want to keep us entertained, then you're doing a great job. Because because it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Tom, where are the Roosters at, mate? What are you seeing?
I think the Roosters aren't very good this year. Now, that's no disrespect, although it is. Trent Robbo Robinson.
Dragons into the Dogs, just for a...
Dude, that is so good.
Think about that.
Just say that again.
Dragons into the Dogs, LL.
Now, and as they almost lost to the Broncos.
And they lost to the Knights this year as well.
Lost to the Knights, almost lost to the Broncos, just came back. If they almost lost to anyone else, probably. Mate, they're just not, it's their halves kind of. Like, I'm sure there's many things, but like, I heard someone say, this is a test of Robbo, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but trying to create good players as opposed to buy them. So like Sam Walker, who is a good player, but he's not being purchased as an elite player. He's like got a lot of potential.
Yep.
And then Kiri, who's just out of fucking form. Or as Tedesco said last week, they want him to play a different role, and it's like trying to change the way he plays.
What role are they trying to get him to play?
Well, I think that because he was playing with Cooper Cronk, who was the organiser, and Kiri was able to just float and be free. Now they want Kiri to be the organiser and Walker and Tedesco to float and be free. So Kiri apparently struggling with the not floating and being free.
Wants to float, wants to be free.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because floating and being free.
It seems like with the Roosters, though, like whilst they're not going great, and everyone's like, well, all the Roosters like, it'll click at some point, and maybe it will, they do seem to still make a lot of shit happen. Like, they just don't finish it, or they still fuck things up. But, like, they've got so much talent in the side that it does seem more about, like, just a clicking problem.
It does seem like a clicking problem. That's exactly what it seems like. Because they're too fucking stacked in too many positions for them to be going, for them to not do something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you hear Cooper, who I'm like, God, you just know everything. He's like, they're focusing on their defense. I'm like, well, that's fair enough, but you're still losing. You're still losing, right?
Yeah, I think Tom was kind of right. Statistically, the Roosters kind of got the better of them. Like 11 offloads to 4, a faster average play the ball speed. I mean, 2 line breaks to 3, but 27 tackle busts to 21, 283 kick return meters to 72. So they're getting up the other end of the field. An equal possession, Roosters completion rate let them down. But on a lot of the stats, like, they were ahead.
Yeah, they're just not. I wouldn't be too fucking concerned if I'm a Roosters fan. Although I would, because you just lost to the Dragons and the Dogs back to back, you losers. But I don't think you can really write them off.
No, I don't think you can write them off. I'm not writing them off.
They're not winning the comp.
No, fuck no, they're not winning the comp.
Outside of Manly, there's only really 2 teams that are winning the comp, and the Penrith Panthers and the Melbourne Storm are it. They are fucking ridiculous teams. They are so goddamn
Although,
good.
we've got to remember, Tom, and it's easy to forget because, we like to live in the now, that there's essentially 4 seasons in a rugby league season. There's the start of the season, there's the origin period, then there's the games after origin, and then there's finals. And they're all different little, like the Eels, right?
Like
they hate
House,
September.
4 seasons in one day.
It's like 4 seasons
in one season.
It's like 4 seasons. Shout out to 4 Seasons Condoms. Not a sponsor.
And 4 Seasons Hotels. Not a sponsor.
And the 4 Seasons.
And the 4 Seasons. And Crowded House for 4 seasons in one day. And for seasonings on top of foods and shit.
If you had to pick 4 seasonings, what would you pick?
4 seasonings. Okay. Fuck. I mean,
I've got one, chicken salt.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, chicken salt.
Yeah.
Pepper is pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I like a Tabasco. I like a Sriracha.
Is that a seasoning? No, it's not.
Sauce.
Isn't it? Oh, they're just more sauces. Yeah, that's a good point. So what would define a seasoning then?
Like a paprika or...
Oh, I don't mind smoky paprika.
Or like Oregon?
Oregano.
Oregano.
Fuck me.
You know what I meant.
I thought sauce was a seasoning, so I can't be too judgmental. Yeah, definition of a seasoning. We got one?
No.
Oh, Dave.
I've got chicken salt,
Chicken salt.
pepper, paprika,
What about regular salt?
and regular salt. Well, but if people want to get us on doubling down,
Have you ever had Vegeta or Vegeta?
Like the dude from Dragon Ball Z.
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
No, type in Vegeta
By the way,
seasoning.
seasoning, salt, herbs, or spices added to the food to
Rosemary?
enhance the flavor.
It's good.
Rosemary's pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah.
on like
Garlic?
potatoes and shit.
Yeah, is garlic a seasoning, or is that like?
Because garlic's great.
Garlic's fucking
But you wouldn't
phenomenal.
really season a food with garlic.
Well, you
at
do
the
before
end,
you cook
right?
it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Which I guess is the same as paprika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go
Garlic
with
powder.
garlic. Yeah, haven't you ever had that? So it just taken out all the fucking heavy lifting for you. Pre-chopped garlic.
There is a lot of heavy lifting.
Dude, chopping garlic can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
It can be a mess. Well,
Because there's like a way to get the shit off.
Garlic thingo is better.
But does that come a crusher?
Yeah.
Does that take the skin off?
No.
So you squeeze it, then you have to still peel the shit away
But you don't have to chop it.
because it just crushes it.
Do you know how chopping fucking garlic's a pain in the ass?
Yeah, it's a pain in
And
the
then your
arse.
fingers stink and shit?
Well, I don't know that because I can't smell, but I feel very much like I'm
So you don't know what
Ramsay.
garlic smells like?
What do you, I can't smell, Edward.
But even garlic? But I thought there was some shit you could smell.
yeah, but I still, like I can't smell garlic, but I can smell like deodorant if you put it right up to my nose.
But surely, like, you're frying garlic in a pan. That shit is aromatic as anything.
Nah, it doesn't
Like,
get me. Doesn't
Really?
come
You
near
don't
me.
smell that.
Does
so
not
you don't know
come
what
near
the
me.
smell of fucking beautiful onions being cooked on a
No,
barbecue.
I don't.
Yeah.
But
Or a
but
sausage
it makes
sizzler.
me cry.
So you don't know what a barbecue smells like?
Nah. I can already tell just
Dude.
by the name that a barbecue smells phenomenal and by the sound it makes. I'm like, if this thing smells half as good as it sounds and the name sounds, then fuck me, it must smell good. You know what I mean?
It does.
And
It
you
smells unbelievable. Mate,
I want
the
a
smell,
fucking Bunnings
the smell of onion, brown onion fucking going. Oh, bruh.
Do you want to have that for lunch? Like just a soso and like a bread?
Yeah,
An
like,
onion?
is that what you want to do?
Mate, is there somewhere that'll do that?
Well, there's a Bunnings around the corner.
I thought they only do it
during
on
the week?
Sundays.
They don't do it during the week.
No, they don't do it during the week.
No one. I don't think anyone. I don't think you can just buy a sausage sam like a
Sausage sizzle. Imagine if you did that as like a store. We do a sausage sizzle every day. Like that'd surely just be a license to print money.
Surely we could just fucking whack a barbecue out the front, and Tobler could just fucking turn.
Bro, we
sausage-
could definitely cook snags in that little enclave there.
Yeah, 100%, and just make a fortune.
Well, I mean, sure, we could sell them or we could just have them for lunch.
We could have them for lunch, but we could also sell them. But we could also have them for lunch.
That used to be my job at Beach Road for a bit when I worked there, is doing the sausage sizzle out the front. And I swear to God, like drunk people especially, $5 for a sausage. Yeah,
Do we
license
get
to print
Dave
money.
to subsidise his hefty wage? We get him out here selling snags, $5 a pop.
I reckon you put Fishbowl out of business. Not that I want to.
Not
but I
that we
think you
want to,
would.
but you would. It'd be an unfortunate byproduct of selling snags.
Like, who's saying no to that? Who's saying no to that? Because you can't buy them anywhere. Or if you can, I'd like to know where. Where the fuck can you
Get
buy
those
sausages?
Vietnamese bread rolls, dude. Now, obviously, I am a purveyor
You know
of
what we could do for-
folded bread.
You know, mate, like there's some fucking really good Vietnamese rolls just down there.
Is there?
Yeah, bro, just down there.
Do we go and buy a barbecue?
Well, that's not what I said. But we could.
I'm saying, well, where are we getting the snags from?
Well, I'm just saying there is a. So you want to.
So you get the bread rolls, buy a Barbie, a little Weber, set it up out there.
Is that what we're doing?
I think it might be. Put it on the whiteboard. All right, let's move back on to some rugby league. Now, nothing gives me greater joy
No.
than to see the Parramatta Eels of going to win the comp this year fame get fucking pounded into the core by the North Queensland Cowboys, who, like, hold on to your hats, punters, dribblers, but the Cowboys are coming third.
I don't apologise because I'm never wrong. But if I were to apologise, which I never would,
No.
because I'm never wrong.
Yep.
It would be to the Cowboys.
Yeah, if there was ever a world where apologies from you and I were a thing, which there isn't, but if there was, it might be directed at Cowboys fans, the club, and
Who I had coming last.
coming last. And up until literally this very moment, I was saying, you know, had their records padded by shit teams. Yeah, I mean, you could argue that the Eels are shit now, but shout out to the Cowboys for coming third and for not just beating the Eels, beating them to death. They scored one try, the Eels, to the Cowboys 6. Cole Felt with a hattie. Good to see Cole Felt getting into his rugby league work.
35-4 is a rugby league humping if ever I've seen one.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have come from fucking nowhere. Todd Payton's got him playing a beautiful brand of football.
The evil genius.
The evil genius himself.
Yeah.
And look, you could even argue they play some dastardly football. you
Well,
know?
absolutely. Not scallywag, scoundrelish, dastardly, evil.
Evil footy.
Are they an evil rugby league side? Headed up by the villain himself in Todd Payton.
Potentially.
Villainous football, Eddie?
It's villainous football. I mean, they're stealing points from you.
I'd also, again, if I was to apologise, which I'm not, I would include Chad Townsend.
I was going to say you specifically, if you were to apologise, but you never do because you don't have to because you never should.
Oh,
but
I'm
if you
wrong.
did,
But if I did, I think
you specifically would. Have to
I think
apologise.
you'd probably would as well.
I would, but to a lesser degree.
To a lesser degree, but don't try and get out of it. And again, we're not getting out of anything, so we're not apologising. But if we were, I wouldn't want you to try and get out of it either.
I wouldn't get out of it.
Chad Townsend would probably be in line for an apology if I were to give one. Chad playing some good football for the Cows is Vinny Chase.
Vinny Chase playing a lot of good footy that he should and could and would be proud of. Like not turning back the clock, but just rock solid.
Rock solid,
Showing
good, honest footy.
Just good, honest footy. Like
And
dependable, Tom.
Dependable footy. And Scotty Drink might be my favourite player. In fact, he's not, but he's a good player. Scotty Drink's got a bit about him. And it's interesting to see. And as I was saying before, the evil genius himself, Todd Payton, has the fucking origin player in Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow on the bench. Their backline's pretty fucking good. When you Dearden and Chad, they're good enough.
Well, they're doing a job.
They're doing a job, but then
And they're scoring plenty of points.
Petahiku and Val Holmes in the centres, and then
Val Holmes is a
Val
thoroughbred.
Holmes is getting into his work. Then you've got Kyle Felt and Tuolangi on the wing, and then Drink or Fidow at fullback. And
I'm a
then Drink
drink
or I'm a drink guy as well. I like a good drink. I got to say, the Eels moving Dill Brown of Stalwork fame into the centres.
It's not working.
That's not Stalwork territory.
How the fuck's he supposed to get into his store work in the centre?
You know what 5'8s do? They fuck in the bathrooms. Not centres, dude. You got to be on 5'8 money to fuck in a stall.
But not even that. No one. Who's going into a dunny with a centre?
Exactly.
It's just not going to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking Dylan Brown.
Who do you? Oh, he was what position? Oh, I got the 4 on my back or the 3, whatever he's wearing. It's like, nah, bro, I'm not coming with you.
No, they've disappeared before you've even
Yeah,
realised.
I need a 6 if I'm going to go to the dunnies.
Go
bro.
on the dunnies and let you run a train on me.
Yeah, I need a 6.
I need a 6 on your back.
That's what I need.
If I'm gonna be bent over an open bowl,
Yeah. If I'm going to risk getting fucking flushed, I need a 6 behind me. You know what I mean? I need a 6 taking me into battle.
If you aren't in the spine,
Yeah.
good luck getting me into a stall.
Yeah.
Personally,
Me? My choices? No way.
I won't get into a stall for anything less than a spine player.
No way.
And the
bro.
Eels have moved a very fuckable Dill Brown of I'll go into a stall with that man any day. I'll follow you into a stall any day of the week. To now I'm like, I'm not going to a stall with that guy.
Mate, I wouldn't follow you to the bedroom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let alone a stall.
Let alone a stall
No way.
with an open bowl, clogged potentially.
Oh, I would be clogged. It's just all wrong.
Yeah.
It's all
There's
wrong.
nothing romantic about being in a stall with a centre.
Fuck. No offense to centres, but fair
No,
income.
but like you know what this is.
You know what we mean. Like, you're not up to that sort of, like, you know.
I don't want to be caught dead with a centre. No disrespect. In a stall, that is.
No. Look, there's just no way. There's just no way.
So, I mean, it's kind of not surprising that the Eels... Listen, dude, the Eels were going so well, and Dylan Brown was in the form of his career. He'd had more try assists, I think, in the first 3 games of the season, or the first 5 games of the season, than he had in the entire year last year. And then they move him to fucking the centres because they've got an outside back problem, which they do. But instead of just making one change, which is let's just bring in another outside back or put someone to outside, like put someone into the centres, they've gone, we'll move Dylan. There's one move. Now we're moving Brad's boy into 6. So you've made 2 changes when really you just need to do 1. And you've moved the best player in your side out of his position.
One of the best players.
Yeah, but I'd say he was the informed player of their side until he was moved.
Yeah. And now, not only do you not have a 6 who's ripping and tearing, you've got a bloke who's playing indifferently in Brad Arthur's son at 6, and then Dylan who is not playing as well as he did at 6, and you've also got a bloke in Dylan who hasn't been into the stalls for fucking a month.
He hasn't seen a stall.
He hasn't seen a stall, and now he's like, how do you reckon he feels internally?
He might be like a Portaloo guy these days.
He's like, I was in the stalls, twice a week.
Some of the great stalls of this nation were...
He goes, I've seen them all.
Christened by Dylan Brown, and now he's lucky to get into a Portaloo on a building site.
They don't let him in. They go, not mate.
Sorry, dude.
So that's disappointing. But look, Brad Arthur, I think, may come to his senses. I hope that he doesn't.
This week it might be a thing.
I hope he doesn't.
No. Well, but I hope for Dylan he does.
I hope for Dylan's sake he does, but I hope for the Eels' sake he doesn't.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Shout out to all the Eels fans out there. That must have been tough on the weekend, you fucks.
Eels have got Panthers this week coming up.
Oh, yes. Love that.
Love that.
So just quickly, the remaining games from last week, was there anything else worth a fuck there?
The Eels got pumped.
Oh, the Knights, dude. The Knights.
Right.
Dude, the Knights took a penalty goal on half-time and they were losing 26-0. Like, that is so fucking beta.
Dude.
That's that might be the most...
About that. That is the most pathetic thing I've ever heard.
You know what was the most beta thing before then?
Do you know why they did that? Because they didn't want to lose to nil.
Yeah. So, but do you know what the most beta thing was before that? It was the Tigers taking a penalty goal against the Titans when they were only up 4-2 or 6-2 or whatever.
Correct. And that was going to make it a 4-point lead.
And it was going to make it a 4-point lead. That was beta. This is the most beta thing I've ever seen. They took a penalty goal when they were losing 26-0 on half time because they didn't want to lose to nil. Is that actually?
Why would they do it then?
Well, that's a great point, right? Because you're basically going, oh, we aren't going to score a fucking try here.
Well, because they knew, because they didn't score one the week before. They haven't scored a try in 2 games. They got humped to 2 and they got humped to 2 again. And they took the points at half time because they didn't want to finish with a donut. I can guarantee you. Nothing else makes sense.
What? I can't understand the logic. If it's truly just because you didn't want to get humped to nil, then that's just so beta, dude. So beta.
I don't know if you watched the game, but they didn't.
He's got to get sacked soon, surely. Oh, yeah. Like, Adam O'Brien can't be there for...
You wouldn't think so, right?
Like, if they keep getting humped in this manner, like, surely they have to fucking fight. Like,
they're going backwards as a side with him there. Is Joey still there, dude? Michael seems to think that he's not.
Can you look that up? Say, is Joey John still at Newcastle? Because getting on the blower doesn't really count, I don't think.
No, if you're Skyping into the halves, that doesn't really make a difference.
That doesn't make a difference at all. But I just think to myself, they're coming last. They're a fucking another sniff for the spoon the way they're playing. Like, let's be fair to income. They're being appalling. Their side's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. Like, they've got you could argue they've got a top 8 side. So what the fuck's going on? So Adam O'Brien, if he's in the next coach fight, I'm not here.
Well, certainly Trent fucking managed to allay some of the fears. It's just funny though with Trent, right?
Well, but it's Gus's
get Gus
side.
down to
It's
training.
Gus's side
Gus
now.
comes down to training once, and then you beat the Roosters. Trent's probably going, look, like I'm glad we won, but fuck me, it would have been good if Gus had come down maybe the week after.
So Joey is working with the Knights. It's not like a full-time role, but he is working with it. There's an article that was just posted this morning, which is basically Buzz Rothfield defending people who are going after Joey for Newcastle's lack of points.
So he's defending people who are attacking Joey.
Yes.
But what's he saying?
People are attacking Joey. Well, he's saying Andrew Johns has more runs on the board than as a coach than Adam O'Brien does, and that's why the attention shouldn't be on Joey. He said Joey worked at the Roosters with Cooper Cronk and was there with Kieran.
Hold on.
He worked at Parramatta with Mitch Moses and Dylan Brown. But
are they saying that Joey should be under more scrutiny than Adam O'Brien?
That's not what Buzz is saying, but that's what he's defending. He goes, I don't believe this is Andrew Johns' fault, but I guess you're fair to raise that as an issue. Again, I don't know who he's talking to here.
I think the problem with Joey coaching people is that no one else is Joey. So he's just trying to teach them how to be like him, but no one is him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Joey's too good.
He's too good, really, to be working with anyone.
He almost just needs to exclusively work in like origin spheres where people are as close as possible as you'll get to someone like him without ever being like him.
He could, yeah. I mean,
Let me work with like Cleary, who's fucking awesome.
Nathan would take it on.
Yeah.
And they'll work together in Origin and will dominate.
That's what I mean, though. Joey at Clubland, there's not really anyone who's, unless you're coaching Origin quality halves, which he's not, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
Is there anything else in the world of rugby league that we've missed, gentlemen?
Not that I'm aware of.
I can't think of anything.
Another great round. Manly will win this weekend. Know that.
13 plus. Thank you again to KO who support us and bring you rugby league each and every week. Thank you to KO.
Love you.
Love you, KO.
Love you.
Just got an email through that I just need to basically regale you all with.
Yep.
It's from Last Man Stands. That's the cricketing organisation which I'm currently signed to. Obviously, I'm open to like being signed to other organisations, but that is who I'm currently signed to. So there's two emails. One came in at 8:07, so I'll go to that one first. Congratulations, Tom. You've made the honours board this week for the most economical bowlers in Sydney. So I am number 6 on Sydney's best bowling economy rate at 2.5 and over, figures of 3 for 10 off 4.
Yep.
And then the next one that came through was 8:11, so that was 4 minutes later. Congratulations, Tom. You have made this week's honours board for best bowling figures in Sydney, but this so the last one was economy, and this one is figures, and I'm number 3 on that honours board. Again, 3 for 10 off 4. So I just thought I'd let you know that I had a fucking day out with the ball.
Yeah, but first in nothing.
Well, I'm just happy to be there though, you know, because I'm actually a batter. So like the fact that I'm fucking so high up with the ball, it's just fucking shocking. Anyway, is there anything? Should we dribble or something? I mean, what's up?
We could dribble, yeah.
What do you reckon?
I think so.
Is everyone else impressed by that though? Is everyone else impressed?
No.
Tobler is. So
yeah, but Tobler's a dick rider.
Mate, if you ain't first, you're last.
Hey, fuck off, Dave, with your cowboy hat.
Correct, Dave. Correct. Let's dribble.
Hey boys, it's the Bay 13 dribbler here. Just woken up after a famous victory, and I'm just checking whether Aaron Shops let Joey Manu out of his pocket overnight. Anyway, I wrote this little song overnight after the big win, eh? Gimme a doggy after midnight. Give me Matty Burton or Josh Adelka. Gimme a doggy after midnight. Give me Matty Burton or Josh Adelka. All right, bye.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm going to, like, do we just take that as a comment?
Give me a doggy after midnight.
Like,
he squeezed an extra syllable in there.
yeah,
right?
of all the songs you could have picked, you know, of all the songs that might have had dog in them already.
Look, it's just another example of sometimes we get calls that just beg a belief.
Yeah. Take it as a comment, though, I think. I still like the song. Still like it.
I didn't hate it, but it was fucking dribbly.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Hey guys, it's Northern Beaches Dribbler here. I'm just calling up to vent. I'm still feeling a bit down about our loss. One particular moment, the offload Marty Tapau did just before halftime, pains me greatly because I just wanted to alert you guys about a stat. Every single time that Manly's been up at halftime, we have won since round 17 of 2020. So obviously, if Marty doesn't offload that, South don't score, we're up by 4. Anyways, just a quick stat to point out for and look out for the rest of the season. A power loss definitely helped my week be better, but yeah, on to next week. Manly forever, Sun Exclusions never.
Shout out to Northern Beaches Dribblet. I will agree with her. That fucking Marty Tapau offload was poison, dude. We were up by 4. There was like less than 2 minutes to go in the half. He had fucking 6 dudes on him and he couldn't see a thing. And we're inside our own half and he goes for a flick pass. I was on the phone to my old man when that happened and we were both like, what the fuck, Marty? And again, Marty's good, but Marty's got that in him.
Yeah, he does.
We don't like to turn the look, I wasn't even going to bring it up. In fact, I'd forgotten about it, but the Northern Beaches dribble brought it back up. That was the fucking worst pass I've ever seen. And that's hyperbole, and I've seen worse, but right now, that was just so unnecessary.
Moment.
I hope Des currently, and in all video sessions this week, literally sticks his head up Marty's ass and screams in there.
Just scream. Just scream in his anus.
Yeah. Like, get your head right in there and scream into his anus. Never offload again.
Just scream it in there. Because anuses remember.
Anuses actually, I think, have the memory of an elephant.
They do.
An anus never forgets is an old saying.
It's an old rugby league adage. An anus never forgets. And I think Des, because he's a wily old operator, he knows that.
Oh, he knows an anus.
So he'll get
never
rectal
forgets.
this week.
Yeah, with Marty.
He'll go rectal.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He'll climb up into Marty's arsehole.
Oh, he'll climb up there. Pack a sandwich and a bottle of water.
Yeah. I'd be putting that Sambo in a Ziploc bag if I was him.
Oh, I think you'll take a lunchbox.
Yeah, you'd
Have
want
some tiny teddies in there, some shapes, maybe a roll up.
Popper.
Yeah, and a popper. Yeah,
Just juice.
and he'll jump on it in there. Boom.
Yeah, well, that's it. He'll scream, blow up the popper after he's had it, jump on it, and really shock that anus.
Yeah, into submission.
Yeah. Never again.
Never again, Marty. But Marty knows that. Anyway, good
I
dribble.
hope he does. Good dribble. Great dribble. And that was a good stat. Manly up at half-time. Don't lose. So that's kind of Marty's fault. We're not making it his fault.
It's not his fault, but you know what I mean.
Kind of is.
Sort of.
Morning, boys. It's the 90s pop star dribbler here. Look, as men of culture, I'm sure you're already aware, but for the dribblers out there that aren't, Mr. Robbie Williams performed at a packed Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne last night, which I was fortunate enough to attend. So from that show, I just wanted to share with you what can only be described as a true touch of class from Robbie. About midway through the show, after belting out one of his mini bangers, Robbie stops cold. The room goes silent. And without warning, he lets up a chant. Warnie. Warnie. For the next 60 seconds, Robbie has some 10,000 people letting out a tribute in the form of this chant to the great Shane Keith Warne. Vale Warnie. And yes, he did play Angels.
Hectic. That would have been mad.
Shout out to Robbie Williams.
Shout out to Robbie Williams. All class. Still got it. Got some pipes on him. Still cool and old. Like, you know, he's kind of like now he was young and hot. Now he's like old and hot.
How old is he now?
He's 48. I kind of picked him to be older.
I didn't. That's because you're young. I think 48's pretty on for Robbie Williams.
Yeah, maybe you could have maybe set a pinch older. Like, I think Leo's 50 now. Is Leo 50?
No.
They're about the same age.
Is he? Is Leo 50? Leo's not 50.
Leo is 47.
So they're very similar.
He's
in
turning
age.
48 this year. So
Fucking
essentially
hell,
the same
that's old
age.
for Leo. Jesus Christ.
When Leo gets to 50, that'll be a real fucking line in the sand.
Oh, that's a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be 35 then when he's 50. So I'm an old Hollywood actor at 35.
Like, we've watched Leo grow up.
We've watched him go from fucking a boy into a man and now into an old man.
That's right.
Time, dude.
Time heals all wounds.
It also doesn't. It's also the only incurable wound.
Time. Tribune Thursday, but yeah.
It's Thursday thoughts.
Boys, it's Danny. Now, you blokes know, it's well documented, I don't even go for the Bulldogs, but I'm coming out with a statement. Finnichario and dot point dribbler, you know those fucking lifesaver fucking ice blocks? Yeah, the harder you suck them, the colour fucking changes. Yeah, we can suck that down to the stick, you bunch of square cunts. Yous wouldn't know a fucking good night if I fucking smacked you in the face, you bunch of dogs. Moss, mate, you're a two-schooner bandit, and Finnichario, mate, you're the type of bloke that has two no-dos and one beer and goes, Holy shit, I've had a fucking massive one. Jam it up your ass and get on the big cat fucking train with the 18,000 other fans that were there last Sunday against those dead shits. Those dead shits. I can't remember who we versed. We just pummeled them into the ground anyway. Suck me off. And if you want to get on the R&R, come to the Big Cat right now. Saturday is about 10 p.m. GG, BL, SMO. Suck me off.
Okay, Danny.
He's got another one which is much shorter and actually has some sort of,
Also, boys, it's
content.
Danny. Just a quick shout out. When was the last time KD ate anything less than a 3-star meal? Legit, this cunt is pumping 5-star Michelin restaurant meals left, right, and centre like it's going out of fashion. Goodbye.
Now that is a good.
That's a good point.
That's a better point. The first dribble was, not Danny's best.
No, it wasn't. But that's all right. He came back with a much better, more succinct, more articulate dribble.
Well, something we can work with, and that is that KD, King Dribbler, one of the earliest dribblers known to man, a baggy green holder of note as well. King of the dribble, some would say. Does he eat anything less than a 3-star meal? He doesn't show you if he does.
He does. He would be mortified
if you knew.
If you knew the truth. But he does eat out a lot. He likes taking photos and putting them on his Instagram.
Yeah, he likes to film like a scallopini or something, and be like, ooh.
Yeah. He likes to say that he's drinking martinis and shit. Like, that's his style. That's his thing.
Yeah.
That's what gets him going. He's pretty proud of the bonus that he got recently. So
Yeah,
I think
he's
he's putting it to good use.
Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street.
The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of the big dog knows what time it is.
Yeah. The wolf knows what time it is.
The wolf knows what time it is.
Yeah.
Newsflash, bro, you're not a wolf, but
No.
we're proud of you.
We love you, and we're proud of you, but a little less scallopini on the fucking Instagram stories. You know what I mean? A little,
but
less.
actually more. Though.
No, but more. Actually more.
But actually more.
Like a little less fucking drizzly glaze onto a white plate of oystery tartare fucking something.
Yeah. The
But
truth.
more of it.
But more of it. Like way more of it.
Way more of it.
Like
mugs, teenies, rollies.
I wouldn't even hate more monologues.
Oh, dude,
Like
I would
some more to camera stuff.
I'd be stepping up his camera work.
I think you need to start doing like little snippets, like what you're eating, what you're drinking.
Yeah, dude.
What your vibe is. Like
KD
reviews
does
and
New
shit.
York?
Yeah, KD does New York.
Like
That
Sex
sort of
in the
shit.
City, but for
Yes,
King Dribblers.
But for dribblers, yeah. You in the morning after a fucking night on the job, just play-by-play stuff.
Yeah, real good shit. I'd be into it.
I think we all would.
Yep.
I think we all would. Shout out, Danny. That was a much better dribble. the
Much
second one.
better.
On we go.
Tom, Eddie, Tobler, DYOR. Northern Beaches dribbler here. Just want to let you know the theory of being impossible to think about thinking. Because if you think about thinking, you don't realize you're actually thinking about thinking about thinking. And then when you start to realize, wait, am I thinking about thinking? You're not actually realizing that you're thinking about thinking about thinking. Let me know what your thoughts. Manly 13 plus. Christian DYOR.
I didn't get it.
He's saying that you can't not think about thinking. So if you try to not think about thinking, you'll think about thinking.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
sure. Yeah, okay.
I'm
prepared to go with it.
It's okay.
It doesn't help me in any way, but I am prepared to go with it.
It doesn't improve my life.
No.
And I don't know if I regurgitate it. You know what I mean? I don't think it was strong enough for me to bring up at a party.
No.
For example.
Yeah.
You know? In fact, I don't think it's strong enough for me to bring up ever again.
No, I'm going to let that one go.
Yeah, that one's gone through to the keeper, bro.
That's blown off into the breeze.
Yeah. That's pissed away.
Yep.
Like a stream of urine on a windy day.
Yeah, or even just like dust. You know what I mean? If you have dust in your hand and a breeze blows it, whoosh,
Yep. Gone.
scattered.
Like urine on a windy day.
Sure. Yeah, like pissing into the wind. Depending on which direction the wind blows.
Well, if you piss into the wind,
then
you'll be covered in your
piss.
own urine.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're pissing with the wind,
then you could well be pissing onto others.
I don't know whether, but if you piss with the wind, then you're actually blocking the wind. So I think you need to be pissing across the wind, across it.
Right. Well, at least angled into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe not even directly across. Maybe it's sort of like at a sort of like a 10 or 11 o'clock to the wind.
Yeah, I think so. You could probably like 10:30.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, like almost 11. Yeah, 10:30, almost 11.
Yeah. And then it just crosses and then gets caught straight away and then,
Floats off into the breeze.
It was float. Well, you're good.
Much like that dribble.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's go.
Howdy, boys. It's the Drifter Dribbler here. Was just having to think about the NRL judiciary and discipline process, such as like sin bins and send-offs and stuff like that. And I was thinking there's got to be a better way. So I've got a bit of an idea that I want you boys to hash out. Instead of sin bins or send-offs, I reckon that the ref should make the players run laps of the field. So if you take some bloke's head off, rather than sitting on the sidelines and getting a rest for 10 minutes, and then once you come back on, you're refreshed and ready to go, I reckon you should make him run 2 laps. The crowd would be yipping and yahooing, getting into him for taking some lad's head off. And then by the time you actually get on the field, you'd be gassed, which would be better for the other team. And if it's a sin-in, or if it's a send-off, and the ref says they should miss the whole game, make them run 8 laps or make them run 10 laps and give him an actual chance to get back on there, make him work for it, make him work hard. But again, by the time he gets back on the field, he's going to be gassed. Not sure if running laps is the best scenario or if we've got to do push-ups or chin-ups or what we've got to do. But I reckon there's an idea there, boys. I reckon you've got to hit up PVL, get into him, get it happening. Cheers, boys. See you soon.
So he's not even fully confident in his own idea.
No, he's not. He's not sure.
He's not even sure. He's still working it out in his head almost as the words are escaping his mouth. It does raise an interesting question, though, around the send-off and whether you take the rugby union approach. So, like, Carl Lawton going off fucked the game, right? It did.
Yep.
Like it or lump it, it fucked the game, even though Manly morally won it because we're tough. We're built different. I think the way Union does it is he's off and you play with a man down for 10.
20.
20?
20, yeah.
20, I think that's fair. Then after 20 minutes, we get back to 13 players, but we're a man down for the rest of the game. So it's just like you are playing still hamstrung. You only got 16 players as opposed to 17. But it does then mean that the game isn't fucking gone from the moment. Like the only real outcome that was happening there was South's win and maybe Manly pull off some absolutely ridiculous fucking...
Well, a Christmas miracle.
A Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I don't hate it. You don't see shitloads of send-offs.
So why wouldn't you just have that, though?
Yeah, you could. I don't have a real problem with that. I think it'd work. But in terms of the doing laps thing,
I think we can probably... Do we piss that one into the wind as well?
I think you probably pissed that one into the wind.
So that guy, actually, I'd encourage him to face the wind and piss that one.
and aim your shaft up towards your face.
Just an idea.
Yeah. Just carny yourself.
Yeah.
Mate. On we go.
Glory, glory to South Sydney. South Sydney marches on. You boys are telling me you want us kicked out of the comp and you can't even beat us with 12 players. Fucking disgraceful. Good luck against the West Tigers next week. If you can't beat us with 12, good luck beating them with 13. Glory, glory, baby.
I will beat them with 13. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
And we basically beat you with 12. So, there's that. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take your licks. That's all right. That's fine. That's fine.
You got to take him.
You got to take him.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR. It's the tank dribbler here, boys, from Perth, Western Australia. Look, I'm going to have to hand it to the Sea Eagles tonight. I'm not a Sea Eagles fan, but fuck, they showed some ticker.
Thank you.
And for any fucking bunny out there that thinks that they fucking won well. They've got a fucking, short memory. Boys, off topic. I'm talking condiments here. Unbeaten. The chili and soy combo at your local Chinese restaurant.
Yep.
Or any Asian restaurant, if you will.
Correct.
Boys, tell me, is it unbeaten?
Yep.
Like, I just dead set think it's the best. Bit of fresh chili, bit of soy, put that over everything, and you've got yourself a little winner. Anyway, boys, let me know. Catch us.
No, you dead set right, mate.
he's right.
You get that chili sauce, the oily one, and then you put it into the soy. But they don't have
But
that,
also
you have sriracha.
the sriracha you put in there. I
think the chili oil one's a bit better.
So I was at Mr. Wong's. I went for a little Mr. Wongsy last Thursday. And I don't know whether I am more of a fan of your chili oil, your sriracha sauce, or your wasabi. And there are three, you're getting different experiences, certainly with the wasabi, but...
Wasabi's better with sushi, I think, but I don't think you can have that with dumplings.
Yeah, probably fair with your dumplings. You're absolutely right.
I think
depends what
dumplings
you
I think dumplings you want to go in oil. I think the sriracha is. I prefer
Are you going
the oil
elitist?
to the
Are you
sriracha.
going elitist here with the sriracha? Or are you sort of looking?
No, I
down
like sriracha. I like
but
sriracha.
are you looking down on it in the soy context?
No, I like sriracha. I'm just saying I think I do prefer the chili oil. I think.
I don't know what I prefer. I am jury's out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I also think this dribbler has discounted the impact of vinegar in that mix with a bit of soy and chili at a Chinese place.
Vinegar's all right. I don't hate vinegar. Vinegar goes pretty well. But, I don't need it to have a good time. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
But I need soy with my dumplings to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not having a good
yeah.
time at all.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm having a horrific time. It's like if they give you that, they don't give you the right spring roll sauce. Like, bruh.
What the fuck's going on here?
How many of these spring rolls? Got China's yesterday. Shout out to Fangs.
Shout out Fangs. Shout out Mr. Wongs.
Last one.
Sweet.
Hey boys, Brisbane Bulldogs dribbler here. Just a quick yarn to you about finding dribblers when you least expect them. So I graduated from school last year, so I reckon I can tell this now without getting in too much trouble. But anyway, as schools do, we had a free dress day, and I decided to wear my freshly purchased black P's and D's hat just to flex the merch on a couple of mates that listen to the poddy. Not thinking much of it, whatever. Then, later in the day, between classes, my grade 10 maths teacher pulls me aside, points out my hat. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Gonna get a spray for wearing something inappropriate or some bullshit like that. But to my surprise, the bloke starts a Hello Sport rhetoric-filled convo with me, with all the trimmings talking about how he feels bad for DYOR and all the current topics of the poddy back then. So, boys, just thought you should know the podcast is alive and well in the teaching community. Love your work and everything you do, boys. Shout out to Mr. Adams if you're listening for giving me an A in Year 10. Love ya. Have a good night.
Shout out to that dribbler and shout out to Mr. Adams.
Yeah, that dribbler and Mr. Adams, and to teachers that dribble and yarn the nation, nay, the world wide.
We're big fans of your work.
You love to hear that, Eddie. You love to hear that we're bringing together faculty and student.
Student and faculty, we love bringing them together.
Student and faculty, faculty and student.
That's
bridging
right.
the gap, bridging the divide.
Bridging-
Often, your experience with the teacher is like, oh, yes, sir, miss, whatever. Fucker. Now they're just that's a meeting of minds.
Could you argue, Tom, that no one's done more for education in this country than you and I? Based on what we've just been told.
Well, yeah, you could argue it, mate. 100% you could argue it. And you could argue it well. No one else is bridging the gap between teacher and student like we are. And then
which in turn makes for better experiences.
Exactly.
And which in turn keeps kids in school, which in turn lifts us all up.
Yeah. Well, you need the next generation educated, right? We know that.
We know that. That we do know.
School is where they're educated.
That's right.
Now,
Unless you're lefty.
Unless you're lefty and you want to send them to like a Forest Steiner school. Now, where...
To go fucking play with moths.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Let's go and play with moths until you're fucking 18 and then get you into the real world. Good luck assimilating.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Adams, who is a teacher, he passes on knowledge to the next generation.
That's right.
He is now connected to a younger student that he is trying to educate.
That's right.
That student now is connected to Mr. Adams. He is going to be more receptive to Mr. Adams' teachings.
Yeah.
He's going to be more open to learning. He's going to be more engaged as a student.
He's going to be excited to go to school.
Because his teacher's a mad cunt.
Exactly. So, in summation...
Are we also ministers for education?
We're also ministers for education because no one's done more for education than us. No one's done more to bridge the divide, the great divide that once was that between teacher
The
and
once
student.
great dividing range.
That's right. No longer more than a mound. No longer more than a mound.
What a great dribble.
What a great dribble. What a great time to be alive.
Shout out to everyone who copped merch last week. Got the clearance sale, everything gone. I think except for like literally 16 mediums, which 16 medium last dribble t-shirts.
That is, well, there's one small and I think there's 15 mediums.
Right. Those mediums will be the death of us. That's been confirmed. We went way too hard
Dude,
on
I
mediums.
can't get over how close we are to getting rid of them.
Yeah, if you're a medium, I'd almost go and buy 16 mediums. Just do it. You know
Just
what I
do
mean?
it, because then you've got a medium for all occasions.
Yeah, for every day of a 3-week period, or actually less than that, a 15-day period though.
Like, I'd never thought we'd get rid of them. We got so many mediums, but we almost have.
The fact we've got 15 left essentially means we've sold out of the mediums because we got a stupid amount of them. So everything's gone. It's all being sent out today and tomorrow and it should be with you for the weekend. I want to see some Manly 13+ jumpers at the game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone. See you Thursday.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?